Welcome to TRL Radio with your hosts, Eric and Michelle Hall.
Your average Joe experts in simplified health. Hey, and welcome back to TRL Radio. Thanks for hitting play again. Thanks for sticking with us here and continuing to listen. We're hoping you're finding value here. Now, today's conversation could not only extend the years of your life, but maybe even more importantly, it could extend improve and extend the quality of those years as well. This is going to be a power-packed episode with hopefully tons of practical information that you can take home, immediately apply to your life to, like we just said, to lengthen the years, but not only that, to improve the quality. One of the things that I've heard a lot recently is that we're not necessarily living longer, but that we're actually dying longer, right? So you have people that are in hospitals, unfortunately on life support and not having a high quality of life for a longer amount of time. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, who really cares how long you're living if you're just let's improve the quality of that life as well.
If you're bedridden, kind of what's the point? I want to live and I want to enjoy all the years that I have.
Right. So today we're talking about the thing that everyone loves to hate, exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise. Now, literally, the moment I said that, everyone had some opinion that jumped into their head, a story they can relate with, whether it be a positive one or a negative one. All the emotions, all the feels already came just by saying exercise. Either you were like, oh, yes, or you were like, ugh. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, fitness, it goes both ways. And maybe one of the first things you think of when you hear fitness or exercise is that gym bro mentality.
Yep.
And listen, no hate to the gym bros out there. If you're in the gym, 6 hours a day, lifting heavy things, good for you. That's fine. No hate to you.
If you're in there throwing weight around, grunting.
Yeah, making all the weird noises and stuff that's awesome. That's cool.
And listen, I make weird noises when I work out. We have a small little gym. Maybe we'll do a YouTube video of it at some point. But in our basement, and I work out with
There's some
all
noises.
of us do. There's noises for sure. So
and that's okay. But the majority of us aren't spending that much time in a gym. We're not, lifting hundreds of pounds up over our head. That's just not our starting point, and that's not even where we are years later. And that's okay.
Right. And that idea of gym bro, right, can have these negative connotations of walking into a gym and stepping in and being like, yeah, I don't belong here.
Right. Overwhelmed by machines that you're that looks like it's made for torture, not for fitness.
Right.
What am I supposed to do with the straps and the bars and the things like that? This is not for me.
Yeah, some of the best YouTube videos or Instagram reels or however you digest your social media. Right. If you just look up gym equipment being used incorrectly, but people who think they know what they're doing, it's actually super funny. Yeah. But in all reality, you can walk in and be there's pulleys everywhere. I don't know what to do with this thing.
Right.
And then also too, there's this idea of you feel like you should walk in and that you should know it all, mm-hmm. right? I don't want to ask anybody. I don't want to look dumb. I don't want to look foolish. I'm already here feeling uncomfortable, a little out of my skin, right? As far as not really the weight, the size I want to be, not looking how I want. Now I'm walking into this place and I'm going to ask someone, hey, how do I use this? And you can already anticipate the eye roll.
Yeah, am I going to get judged instantly? And as we dive into this and talking about exercise and fitness, just full disclosure, we did not have a gym membership when we started losing weight. I mean, we still don't have a gym membership. Again, not that there's anything wrong with the gym. If you love going to the gym, keep going to the gym. But we were in our home with some Target free weights, Target, the store.
Right.
And, I think we maybe had a set of 3s, 5s, 8s, and 10s. And that's what we used for at least the first year or two. We didn't have anything, that and a couple yoga mats.
Right.
And that was enough to do all the things that we needed to do to lose the weight and to get healthy. So, with that being said, again, if you love the gym, go to the gym. There's nothing wrong with the gym. But you don't need the gym to change your life.
Yeah. And today, what we're hoping to do is to be able to give everyone an on-ramp, right? To being able to step into exercise, to step into fitness. Like, what we named this episode was, taking the gym bro out of fitness, right? Of like these ideas of like, oh goodness, what do we do here? And having this on-ramp of like, okay, I can do this. Like, and everyone can walk away with a practical thing they could do, right? To say, okay, because, and we'll talk about all this later, like it's just small, easy steps, right? It's not all about jumping in, going hardcore right away, right? Like, consistency is king, right? Make consistency your superpower, right? You don't have to like always go 100%, but always do something. And we'll talk more about that, as we go throughout this. But the first thing we want to do, so we're going to have three kind of like main things as we're taking the gym bro out of fitness, right? And the first one is that we are, and you'll see they're all M's, right? That was you, all the M's,
all the
right?
M's.
Michelle. I'm just putting that together now.
Yep, didn't even.
Michelle, all the M's, in the episode today.
Yeah.
Just put that together now. Isn't that cute?
Magic. Okay.
Another M.
Another M.
First one, made to move.
Right.
We are made to move. So as we kind of set the stage here, like you think about, as we're recording this right now, 2025, that you think about all the technological advances we have, right? We're talking about AI, right? We're talking about augmented reality, right? AR, right? Obviously AI, artificial intelligence. We have VR, virtual reality. We have all these really amazing things. And then if you take that and you kind of like translate or move that into like this medical field, right? That like the technology and just all the advances that we have in technology and all the technologies we have in the medical care, in the medical system, and all the spend that's there, the amount of money. I mean, we're talking about billions. That's billions with a B. Billions of dollars being spent. So you would think, oh my goodness, America, you guys have got to be just leading the way in health.
Not so much.
Right. You've got to be the healthiest nation ever. But in fact, the opposite is true. We are the sickest we've ever been, with the majority of people. That means over 50% having at least one chronic disease. At least one.
Yeah.
That means most people have two or more chronic diseases that they're dealing with, that they're working with.
Yeah, it reminds me as we talk about that, like we have all this technology and it's great. And again, not bashing technology. It is awesome. But if you remember the movie WALL-E, I feel like we always bring up a movie or a show. Like, I think we really enjoy like media like that. But
yeah, and I think a lot of them we bring up, maybe not all of them.
Or like cartoons.
Yeah, cartoons. I was going to say, like, like
can you tell we have children?
You have the Pixar or whatever, man. I don't know. If we didn't have kids, I still would watch WALL-E.
Right. It's a good movie. But if you haven't seen WALL-E, it's this civilization of people that literally, they poo-pooed on the earth. Like, the earth is no longer inhabitable.
Right.
So they're in this giant...
Overconsumed. They overconsumed and earth is like gone.
It's just gone.
It's a giant trash heap, basically.
Absolutely. And so now they're on this spaceship waiting to find either some planet or some form of life that hasn't been destroyed by man to inhabit. And in the meantime, they're sitting in these little scooters with a screen that kind of wraps around their face. And they're just constantly being... watching things all day. They're entertained. Like, there's a word I'm looking for. They're constantly being entertained all day to a point where they don't even realize there's other people around them most of the time.
Right.
So they're just in their little scooters, fat and happy. Whenever they want food just comes to them, like constantly being entertained all day. But they're so unhealthy.
Right.
Like, again, there's no connection. They are all overweight. They are consuming ridiculous amounts of horrible food. And this is their life, and they're okay with it because technology has made it so easy for them that they don't feel the need for any kind of outside life.
Right. What's like funny, and like you started off with this, is like, I mean, that sounds like it could be obviously like a exaggerated version of today. Like, think about all the things that you can sit at your house and do, right? I mean, you can go to school from home, go to college from home, grocery shop from home, order food from almost any restaurant you want and have it delivered to your front door. You have a pet, have all that pet food delivered here. There's even, which again, none of these things, all these things within themselves, like we're not hating on any of them saying you need to get rid of all of them. What we're saying is that like in the right amounts, they're great, but like movement is being gone. Like you can do doctor over the phone now or over the web, right? You can do all this stuff from home. There's even apps now where you can find a partner from the comfort of your couch, right? And so it's all these things where movement is just being eliminated from our lives, right? And even for most people, right, you sit and you think and you're like, oh, that's not my life. Okay, that's probably true. It's not. Right. But we wake up from laying down in our beds, most of us, right, on a given day. Then we get ready. So there's some movement there. Get ready for work. Then you get in your car and you sit as you drive to work. Right. And then we try to get the closest spot we possibly can to the office, park, because God forbid we have to walk a little bit, right? And you walk to the office. You sit in your office or in your cube or whatever for 8 hours, or we'll say 4 hours. Then you go back in your car, or you go to a lunchroom and you sit and eat lunch, or you drive to a restaurant. Then you sit and eat your lunch, and then you drive back to your office or walk back to your office, sit, finish the day, drive home, sitting again, sit at the dinner table, have dinner, then sit and watch TV and go to bed. And for a lot of people, like maybe you're like, well, yeah, that kind of does sound like my day, right?
Right.
Like there's just no movement anymore, right? There's no, and
yeah, the movement is walking to and from the in-between things.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. And so that's why like our first thing we would mention is that like we are made to move. Like moving is a non-negotiable, like literally I wrote it on here so I didn't miss it. It says our bodies, literally every single cell in our body is not only counting on you to move, but needs you to move.
Right.
Like we have to move. And it's not about like from some like, just to lose weight or even just to like look good or whatever. Like we're not talking about vanity metrics here, but like what we're talking about is like your immune system is only as strong as you are. If you're not moving, your immune system is going to be weaker. We have these things in our bodies that are called NKCs, which actually stands for natural killer cells. And those are kind of like the, I always kind of like to call them like, the bouncers or whatever of like your body, right? So they're kind of always on the lookout, or maybe like the bodyguards, the lookout as like disease or sickness comes in, right? They're the ones that are like, wait, what's going on here? What's going on? Oh, that's not right. I'm going to go get it. And they go and beat the snot out of it, destroy it, and then you have an immunity to it, right? Your NKCs, only as strong as you, right? So I kind of think about like, if we're not moving, if that's not part of our regular life, right, that the NKCs are kind of sitting on the couch. It's like, who's that guy? I don't know. He's fine. He looks fine.
Right. That's, we'll get him next time.
Yeah,
next time around.
He looks good. No big deal. Whatever, right? You want to have active, strong immunity, those natural killer cells, we have to be moving. Even one of the things like in regards to mental health, and I'm not saying that like exercise can cure mental health, right? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that science has shown over and over again that movement can fight or even help with things like depression and anxiety. And that's not a new thought, right? I mean, we had like back in the day, like Hippocrates said, if you're in a bad mood, go for a walk. I love the second part of it. He said, and if you're still in a bad mood, go for another walk.
Right.
Like that's Hippocrates, who, if you think about doctors, they take the Hippocratic oath. Hippocrates is known as the father of modern medicine. He's saying, hey, you have a bad mood, you're depressed, you're fighting anxiety, go for a walk.
Right. A little bit of fresh air can help clear your mind of a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah. Get moving.
So we've just got to be adding movement into our life. So that brings us to kind of this idea, right? We talk about movement, working out.
Yeah, and working out wasn't always a thing. Like if you think back to ancient days, like I can't picture, the ancient Greeks going to the gym or, they're all like, hey, bro, want to go to the gym, pump some iron? Like they there was things like farming. There was like just natural movement. There was nothing that was taking your attention. You had to walk everywhere,
Right.
or like you said, you think about like a farmer. Farmers don't have to work out. They're walking and lifting heavy things all the time.
Right.
Now, I imagine with technology and having more machinery that does stuff for them, I'm guessing that looks a little different for farmers
The modern
nowadays.
day farmer probably
Right.
looks a little bit different.
But like when you didn't have all this machinery, like you were doing everything by hand. And so you even think about like your typical housewife back in the day. You didn't have all these machines, like, oh, let me grab my KitchenAid to mix this. Like, if anyone's tried to whip cream into whipped cream by hand, I tell you what, it's an arm workout, like you think about all these things, mixing stuff even. Like,
Yeah.
we have all these machines that do it for us. Those women back in the day had to have the strongest forearms and biceps.
I think you were making, it had to be some type of bread. I can't think, you might remember as I talk about, and you needed ground flaxseed.
Yeah.
So we have flaxseed as one of the things, like kind of spoiler. We're going to talk about protein shakes a little bit later on. Flaxseed is one of the things that we put into every single one of our protein shakes. Anyhow,
Okay,
we had some
my
flaxseeds.
little mortar and pestle.
Yeah, it was it for bread?
Possibly, I don't remember.
I'm
That was
trying
a
to
long
think.
time ago.
Yeah, it was a bit ago. And like, yeah, what's the thing called?
It's a mortar and pestle. So it's like the little wooden bowl, or maybe it's a marble bowl. Ours is wooden.
Yeah.
And then it has like the little, looks
the-
like a baseball bat.
It's like
and
the
you just
roundy
grind
knob
it.
at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, and like a lot of people have them out for decorations in kitchens because they do look cool.
They do look very cool.
I think we have ours out showing, and then we use it too. But like, you were like, "Hey, I don't have any ground flaxseed. We just have regular. Can you grind this?" And I was like, "Grind
Of course I
flaxseed,
can."
done. No
Yeah.
big deal. When do you need it by? 3 minutes. I'll have it done." And so you put it in there, and I'm like, and like my forearm, like after like 30 seconds, I was like, I got to take a break. Like just something simple like that. You think about even things like churning butter and all these different things like this that like were regular things that people had to do not all that long ago, right? I'm not saying it
Right.
was like yesterday, but movement was just part of life.
Right.
You had to go move.
And again, I'm very thankful for some of the
Yes.
modern conveniences that we have, that I don't have to go churn my own butter. Even though our daughter did it the other day, and it was some of the best butter that I've ever had. And then
Yeah.
you get your buttermilk. So it's fun to do. But realistically speaking, I can't just go, churn a pound of butter every day on a regular basis. There's just too many things.
Well, maybe if you're a better wife.
Maybe if I was a better wife. That's wow.
Kidding.
Wow.
Joking.
Yeah.
Joking. Best
Seriously.
wife ever.
Best wife ever. But yeah, like
yeah.
who has the time for all that stuff, right? Because we have so many other things that we're doing now. So
That's it.
we get it. Like you can't do all these things on your own all the time.
Yeah.
But
there's
because
actually,
of that,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, but because of that, like that's where we need actual scheduled, purposefully thought out exercise time. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, like, there's actually a book, whether you've heard him or not, his name's Darren Olin, called Fatal Conveniences, right? Of saying, like, hey, like, there's some of these conveniences that we take that kind of like in small doses are okay, right? But you start taking all these conveniences and start adding them up, and the idea of fatal conveniences, like, are these conveniences kind of slowly killing us, right? To where it's like, yeah, this is easier. It speeds things up, takes out some of the work, but is that something our body is needing from us? So, yeah, like I said, you don't have to leave your house for anything anymore. So because our lives are so convenient, in the modern day, working out's a phrase we all know well, exercising, and it's kind of like a non-negotiable. It's an essential if you want movement in your life, right? Like we gotta move. Like you've got to exercise. It's one of the things that you have to do. Now, some of the things we hate about it. One, it costs a lot of our resources.
Right.
One is time. Probably the biggest thing, if we were to ask everybody listen to our podcast right now, hey, so give me some reasons why you don't work out. Maybe the first thing they would say is,
I don't have time.
bam. I don't
When
have
am
the
I
time.
supposed to, I'm going to get up earlier? I'm going to stay up later? My day is jam-packed with things. Like, and we get that. Truly.
Oh my gosh, 100% we get that.
Yeah.
Another one, money. I can't afford to work out. I don't have money for a gym membership. They're however much per month.
Right. And I don't have all the equipment at home so that I don't need a gym membership.
Another thing, cost energy. Just the sheer energy of working out, it's probably not the thing you want to do first thing in the morning. I know that's when I do some of my working out. And I tell you what, I wake up in the morning and I'm not clicking my heels going like, woohoo, it's workout time.
Right. Yeah, it's been years and I still, when the alarm goes off, I'm like, oh, crap. Okay. Once I do work out, I'm glad I did.
Totally.
I never regret it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's hard getting up. It's hard seeing the time on the clock and being like, oh, the sun isn't even out yet. But I'm up.
Right. Or the flip side of it is like the energy at the end of a day.
Right.
Right. After work of being like, I just got yelled at by my boss. I got this I got to do. I got that I got to do. Bad day at work, good day at work, whatever it is, being like, I just don't feel like going to the gym right now.
Right.
Like I want to go home, right? Or wherever you're going to. You figure those are three super massive assets that we have that working out's taken away from us. Time, money, energy. And just the flip side of it is like, maybe it'd be easier to do all those things if it was easy.
Right.
And you know that there's going to be pain. Like, this is going to hurt. I'm going to be out of breath. My heart rate's going to be elevated. I'm going to be sore. I'm going to be picking things up over my head that are heavy.
Right. Absolutely. But like we started this point with, we are made to move. And if we're not moving, it's going to be a problem. I'm actually currently reading a book called Built to Move by Kelly and Juliet Starlett. And it's really cool because it kind of just breaks it down, talking about, being made to move, like we were built to move. And especially if you're just starting out on this health and wellness journey, it gives you almost like little tests that you can do. So like, okay, sitting on the floor, how easy is it for you to get up off the floor? And it's like, okay, so sit on the floor. If you can get up without any help at all, like just popping right up, awesome, cool. This is how you're scoring. This is how to keep that up. Okay, if you are going to get off the floor and you had to use one hand to kind of push yourself up, okay, this is your score. This is how to get to the next level. If you're sitting on the floor and the only way you can get up is to roll over and kind of, get up on all fours, like, hey, cool, that's okay. Everyone has a starting point. Here's how you continue to progress. And it's a bunch of like little tests like that of like, this is how your body's supposed to be moving. These are functions that we're all supposed to be able to do.
Right.
How do we get to a spot where we can actually do them all? So like, as I read it, like obviously we've been in this for a while. So I'm like, oh, I can get up off the floor relatively easily. But some of these other things, I'm like, oh, this is something I should be able to do. But it's not something I've done since I was a toddler. Like you think about how toddlers move constantly and they're constantly falling down and getting back up and moving all over the place and nothing keeps them down. You wish it would if you're the parent of a toddler. But we should be able to still do those movements, but we stop doing them when we're a kid. And so therefore we lose some of that. So it's a great book to like kind of get a feel of, okay, what are our bodies actually supposed to be able to do? And where do I fall within that? And how can I improve? That just kind of goes along with what we're saying here. And it's not having to, to be able to get up off the floor, I need to go spend 6 hours in the gym every day, doing this. Like, no, just do this thing while you're watching TV, Right,
yeah. From following Kelly and Juliet, like, I know that they're very practical in everything that they do, and it's very functional. Like, it's about being able to move, again, that's adding those quality of years to your life. We'll put a link to the book. Again, we're not like necessarily sponsored. We've never met them, but like we'll put a link to the book in the show notes, like because it is one of those books that like I'm looking forward to read when you're done with it. And I just know from listening to them on other podcasts and following them on social media, like super practical. And it's a husband-wife couple, so they're super cool just to watch them interact with each other as well. But yeah, so I'll put a link to that as well. So yeah, so I hope that we've kind of established or set the framework for that. Like you're made to move. We're not talking about like everyone needs to look a certain way, right? Because health doesn't really have a look, right? No. You think really skinny, that's healthy. Well, no. Well, really muscular, it's healthy. Well, nah. Like health is very individual to each person. Right. So we hope we set up to be like, hey, this is critical that we move, like that we're moving for so many different reasons. So with that, you start thinking, okay, like we have made to move, like what are the moves to make, right? What are the moves to make, right? There's our M's again, made to move, moves to make. And so just to kind of like set this part up too is like, and I think everyone here knows, but in case like you don't or whatever, like we're not that we're some kind of picture of health now, but like I know that me specifically was very, very unhealthy. I was weighing 330 plus pounds, have tried everything to lose weight and could not lose it. Now, there's no one thing, right? To say, I started exercising and I lost all the weight. There's no smoking gun to health. There's no one thing. It's one of the things I get asked the most often because when you lose 165 pounds, people start asking you, what'd you do? If you can give me one thing to do, well, here's the one thing. There is not one thing, right? It's multiple small things. So I don't want to overplay exercise and movement, but that was a big part of it, of implementing exercise and movement to our life. So like what we want to share with you is what we personally did, right? And you lost like 30 pounds or so, right? We look at old pictures, we're like, oh my goodness, it's crazy, right? But here's things that we personally did. Like this is tried and true. And we did it without knowing any of the science behind it. We didn't know the studies. Like we were just, your average Joe Blows that were unhealthy that were like, yeah, we should probably lose a few pounds, right? And then afterwards did the studying of like, why is this working? How did suddenly I was able to lose 165 pounds over 18 months without cutting off an arm, right? Like how did that work out? And then to be able to sustain it here 5-6 years later, right? How did that happen? We started digging into it then. Then we had the science. But what we'll share for you is like, it was simple. Like we don't want to overcomplicate it because that's that gym bro, right? Of like, oh, this is too hard. Like, nope, here's what we did. And the first thing we want to share is an app that we used that helped us out. Now, full disclosure, we're not in any way, shape, or form sponsored by this app. Like we've done different things with them or whatever, but we just love it, and so we got to talk about it, right? And this app is Center, right? CENTR. If you've been with us at all, you've heard us mention it before, but love it.
We love it because you have to find something that works for you, right? This is what worked for us because it had the exercises, which were awesome, and like a wide variety because everyone has a starting point. It looks different, and there's things that you're kind of drawn to, like whether it be, and we're going to get into the different kinds, but, maybe you like high intensity stuff. Maybe you like low intensity. Maybe you like jumping around a lot. Maybe you're really into dancing and that kind of plays into it, So you got to find something you like. But with this particular app, not only did it have all these different kinds of fitness with the different trainers, but it also had your recipes and a meal plan, which, hello, that's like crazy important. If someone can say, hey, go make these meals for the next 5 days and, I'm going to take the guesswork out of it. That's very helpful. I don't have to think about that anymore. I constantly see memes saying, you never realize that one of the hardest things of adulthood is going to be having to choose what's for dinner for the rest of your life every day. Like that's the part of adulting that's like,
well, then you're trying to be healthy then too, right? It's like, okay,
it's like, I don't want to think about this. They do the thinking for you. There's also things like meditation and all this stuff. So you take all those things. And at a very reasonable price, this is why it worked for us. Like, It checked all of our boxes.
And we started off with a 7-day free trial. Like we were like, we're not jumping in and paying for anything out of the gate. Let's see if this actually works.
Yeah. A week later, you lost, I think, 4 pounds. I lost 3 pounds, and it didn't feel like we worked hard enough to lose that much. And it wasn't like, oh, the next week we gained it all back. It was like, oh, that actually stayed away. And I found some friends to take with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So anyhow, Center. We would recommend at least checking it out. www.centercentr.com. Give it a look at it. It was honestly like this is not an overestimate or an over exaggeration saying that it was a life changer for us.
Absolutely.
Like it was a life changer for us. So in that app, but just in general, we learned about all these different workouts and exercises that you can do from home with. Actually, for us, I think almost at the beginning, maybe for the first at least 6 months, no equipment.
Right.
I
Yoga
I think we had yoga mats, right? Right.
Yep.
Just so that was only because I didn't get sweat all over the floor because I'm a sweater.
True story.
Yes, like it takes very little for me to start sweating. So, in order to
not wrong.
save our floor, we got some yoga mats, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, it was all body weight.
Right.
Like everything we did was body weight. One of the first ones we learned about was this kind of workout called HIIT. Spelled HIIT, right? So stands for high intensity interval training. I personally really enjoy HIIT workouts. They're hard, and before you do them, you're kind of like, oh my goodness, this is going to be tough. But the reason why I like them is that it is the bang for the buck workout.
Yeah. This is the 30 minutes in and out. Like you're not
30
exercising
minutes with warm-up and
cool down. But by the end, you're like, whew, okay, I worked.
Yes.
Like you said, you get a bang for your buck. Like you're not spending hours, but you feel like at the end of it, okay, I did something good there.
Right.
Yeah. This is probably the form of working out that we still use the most to this day.
Yeah.
Both
and
of us.
one of the things about HIIT that's nice as well is that it's body weight for the most part. You can
add
there's
weights,
variations or whatever, but for the most part, especially out of the gate for us, it's very like modifiable. Like you can modify these modify up or down, right? So you can take it down to say, I can't do what this trainer on the TV is doing. Or at some point you're like, I think I can do this a little bit more than what the trainer's showing right now, right? It's super modifiable, but HIIT workouts, they're fast-paced, body weight, cardio workouts. A lot of them have compounded movements, right? So like you're doing a squat with a lunge or a lunge with a bicep curl, or you're doing compound movements. It's varying intervals of time followed by short rest, right? So that's kind of another phrase for that's called a Tabata style, T-A-B-A-T-A, a Tabata style workout where you go really hard for 30 seconds, then you take a 30-second break. And then you do the next exercise and you go 30 seconds really hard, 30-second break. You do the next exercise, do the same thing, and then you repeat it for a certain number of rounds, right? It's really great because as you're like struggling to catch your breath, for one, if you want 30 seconds to feel like 30 minutes, do a HIIT workout.
Right. And then the 30-second rest feels like 3 seconds.
Right. Right. By the time you catch your breath, you look and they're like 3, 2.
Right.
You're like, oh my gosh.
You're like, why is time so warped when I'm doing these exercises?
Oh, it is unreal. But it's really good. And that's what can help you to like, okay, only 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. So when you're at the 20-second mark and you're like, okay, only 10 seconds left, and I get a 30-second break, right? It's not like you have like hours left in front of you.
Right. And I know I have almost every trainer, center or not, that has done some kind of HIIT workout is like, you can do anything for 30 seconds or anything for 40 seconds. And I'm like, no, I can't though.
Right.
You have no idea. This 30 seconds feels like forever. But you just do your best.
Right.
Like that's the thing. We're built to move. So just move for as long as you can. Like that's where that modifiers come in, right? Like that's kind of the cool thing with HIIT is, like you said, you can add weight, you can take weight out. You can, maybe you're doing a squat and it's like, okay, the first, 30 seconds I did okay. The next 30 seconds, I can't go as deep. Okay, that's all right.
Right.
Just keep moving as much as you can.
Or maybe like at the 25-second mark, you're kind of like, okay, I got to take a break here. And so you do a 35-second break and then you jump back in. Like HIIT workouts are super incredible for that because like they also mix in because it's a body weight, like it mixes in like strength training a little bit too because you might be in a plank position or whatever. So also too, side note, we're going to put on our YouTube page a video of some of these different kinds of workouts, and actually we'll put together like a workout that is kind of tried and true. There's no equipment needed, and that it can be modified up or down. So we'll put that, and we'll put a link to it in the show notes here. Go take a look at it, right? And it's something you might look at and go, I could do this. Like this could be your on-ramp, and you can up-level it or take it down if you're like, okay, I need to do this. And we'll show different modified variations, right? So hopefully, like, for anybody, like you can come in and say, yeah, this is something that I can start doing. I don't know where to start. I'm going to start here, right? That was us.
Right.
We literally didn't know where to start. And when you see like these, like, which is one of the things, again, that I liked about centers, even though you see these super muscular trainers, like they were struggling.
Right.
And they weren't intimidating at all. Like, you look at us, we're not intimidating people, right? Come check it out. We'd love for you to go there and take a look at that too. So there's a low impact version of HIIT called HILIT, all these cute names, right? Which stands for, it's still high intensity, but it's low impact training. So HIIT might have a little bit of jumping in it, right? You're doing a burpee or something like that, to where HILIT is going to be
more of
less jumping,
stepping things out.
Yes.
Or like where HILIT would be like just your squats. HIIT is then going to up it to maybe squat to a calf raise.
Right.
And we might be saying these things, you're like, what the heck is a calf raise? Like, go to our YouTube video
Yes.
and we're going to show you the right form, because that's part of it too. Like, you hear these things and you're like, okay, and you're doing the wrong form. Like, you could injure yourself that way. You think, oh, I'm spending this 30 minutes working out, and it's working against you because you're not doing it the right way, and that can be intimidating. So go check out the video and we'll show you kind of the difference and the ways to modify it, instead of doing jumping jacks, which might be more of your HIIT workout, doing step out jacks where you're not actually jumping, you're stepping things out. Just take that impact out. So if you have bad knees or something like that, bad joints, hey, let's build those up without hurting them in the process.
That's it, right? Like, it just, and everyone has their entry point, right?
Yeah.
Then you'll start finding that as you consistently do these, right, you don't have to jump in and do a 60-minute workout the first day, but as you slowly and consistently are doing these, you'll be like, okay, this is feeling better. This, what I did for 30 seconds before, I think I could go harder this next 30 seconds, right, or whatever.
Right.
So, and you'll find that, right? So, those are, so we talk about moves to make, HIIT, HILIT. Another one, which I like a lot, but
I do not.
it's difficult.
It is.
It's plyometrics, right? So again, another like
Big 50
gym
cent
word, right? Plyometrics. It basically just means jumping. A lot of your big,
lot of jumping.
explosive movements, right? So one of the things that, like, I think I can't remember where I heard it, but it was that, like, at the age of 40, so like as of recording here, like I will be 45 this year, you will be 45 this year, but like that at 40 years old, forever, people stop sprinting. Well, maybe you'll jog, but stop sprinting. Now think about when you're a kid, like you just run everywhere, right? You sprint, you go, you hop up on things, you jump off of things. Like, kids are always playing.
Right.
And for some reason, like, we just stop doing that. Whether we get too busy, we get too mature, whatever, we stop doing it. And that's terrible, right? We need to keep playing, keep being playful, right? What's the...
we don't... People think we get old, therefore we stop playing, but we stop playing, therefore we get old.
Right. I usually get them mixed up.
I'm like, wait, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. I think I said that correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, like, it's not like, oh, we've gotten older, and so that's why we've stopped doing all these things because, well, my body can't handle this anymore. No. Your body can't handle it anymore because you stopped doing it.
Right.
Like, keep moving. Why don't we sit on the floor anymore? Why don't we, get outside and run around and be crazy willy-nilly like children? Like, it's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's not because we got old. We got old because we stopped doing those things.
Right. And the good news is, the hope to all of it is that no matter where you're listening right now, is that you can get that back. Mm-hmm. It's not gone.
Right.
Like, it's not like, well, I can't do that now. Okay, maybe you can't do that now, but doesn't
maybe
mean
it'll
you
take a little
can't.
time,
Exactly.
and that's okay,
I'm not
too.
saying that tomorrow you'll be able to,
Right.
but listen, that's exactly what I thought sitting at 330 pounds. Like, I'm not going to be able to do these things. Like, that's just who I am. I'm not going to be able to do it. And the things that, and again, not that I'm some super athlete or some kind of like, so don't misunderstand, but the things that I'm able to do now, I thought 5 years ago, not a chance.
Right.
There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. And now I can. And so it kind of starts opening your mind up like, well, what else can I do? Right. So
Yeah.
no matter where you're at, you're thinking about like even jumping jacks. You're like, oh my gosh, doing a jumping jack and jumping up and down. I can't do that. Maybe not today.
Right.
Start with the step out jacks. You will eventually be able to do jumping jacks, and even going to the plyometric version of it, like we just talked about jumping, which are called like your
rock star, your
star jumps or whatever, to where like it's a jumping jack to where like you squat down and like you jump up and like kind of like explode into a big star. Like you do 2 of those and immediately out of breath.
Take your breath away.
Yep,
yeah, so
immediately
like
out of breath.
I have sports induced asthma, which is why plyometrics for me, like it does not take long before I'm in a full-blown asthma attack, which is why that's not my favorite. But it's good because it gets your heart pumping, and we want to do that. Like, that's a good thing. But just it's one to ease into and build up to, and again, start modified and move your way up.
Yep, and again, you're doing these workouts, these exercises for 30 seconds and taking a break, right? You know, maybe another good example to see the difference between them is that you'd have maybe like a hillet, which would be like a marching in place, right? You know, march in place for 30 seconds, and you go to a hit, which is maybe jogging in place, right? Then you go to plyometric, which is going to be high knees, where like you actually put your hands out and you're driving, you put your hands out at like at waist level, and you drive your knees up into your hands.
Touch your hand, yeah.
And I tell you what, that's a different thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a different, because it's making you pick your feet up. So plyometrics, super fun, super big, super explosive movements. And those things right there that'll get your heart rate up, it's not a bad thing, right? Like, obviously, everyone to stay safe, right?
Right.
But
don't start there if you've never worked out a day in your life. Don't start with plyometrics. Work your way up.
Right. But like being able to have an elevated heart rate and then to recover, and an elevated heart rate and recover, like being able to do that well, literally direct line to that in longevity, right? Being able to have those long-lasting quality years, right? So yeah, so everyone starts somewhere. So those are kind of some of like the more cardio-based workouts, right?
That's more focused on body weight. Again, you can add the weights in, but all you need for that is body weight.
And that's what we did for
a long time.
Yeah, the first 6 months, if not more, 12 months, like year of just doing workouts. And again, that's what we'll put that on our YouTube page. So if you're like, I don't have one of those workouts, for one, go to YouTube and look up HIIT workout. You'll find one.
You'll find stuff.
You're not sure where to go. You like listening to our voices. Go check out our YouTube page. We'll have one on there for you that you can follow, that you can modify up as it gets easier. Or if what we show you is easy, there's ways that we'll talk about. You can take this and take it even to another level, right? Other things is strength, right? So there's this thing called HIRT, H-I-R-T, which stands for high intensity resistance training, right? And so HIRT is, think about doing HIIT workouts, but with strength or with weights, right? So
you're some form of resistance.
Yes. So think about doing like those jumping jacks, but like holding 2-pound dumbbells.
Right. Doing a squat, but holding, a 10-pound dumbbell as you are going into your squat.
A goblet squat, if you will.
Goblet squat.
Yeah, to sound real cool. Goblet squat.
That does sound super cool.
Right. What are you doing? I don't know, just doing some goblet squats.
If you're watching the video.
Yeah, if you're on the video, you can meet our cat here.
This is Louie. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, he likes to.
No, you can't get on the table, though.
And he also likes to
chew our cords.
Sometimes, yeah.
Kind of a jerk, but he's a cute jerk, so we keep him around.
Yep, yeah. So we'll see how long he lasts there before he gets super annoying, which probably won't be long. But anyhow, so we have these high intensity resistance training, right? Resistance is whenever you're adding weight to something, right? Resistance training is a push-up, right? So a high intensity resistance training, if you're like, okay, I'm going to go down and do as many push-ups as I can for 30 seconds and then take a 30-second break. That is going to be high intensity resistance training. So it doesn't always have to be like with like dumbbells and things like that, but just where there's strength involved, right?
Yeah. And even things like push-ups, you can modify. Like we couldn't start with doing 30 seconds of push-ups. Like there was no way. So we got on our knees and did push-ups, or we just held our body weight up instead of going up and down. Like there's things you can do. Everyone has a starting point. And whatever that is, that's okay.
Right.
We just encourage you to keep moving.
Yeah, that's it, right? Keep moving. In your strength workouts, obviously you have your traditional, bench press and you tricep dips, and you have your barbell squats. So like you have all your traditional gym strength things. We had someone we were talking to about this podcast yesterday, and he was like, what would be great if you guys just like did like a shorter podcast on like just gym terms and working out terms of being able to. So maybe we'll actually like take like our camera into like our gym in the basement and just be like, hey, here's what this is. So that way, if you want to go do that and you're like, I don't know what to do, hopefully we can help get that on right there too. So yeah, so all your traditional, you think of strength exercises, bench, curls, barbell squats, things like that. That's all part of it too. In muscle building, so I guess I'll kind of do like a little like, not even in our notes here, kind of like a little side note here. So A lot of times people want to lose weight, right? Even like I think when I started in this, 'cause I didn't know this then, like 330 pounds, I'm like, I just want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I don't care what weight I lose. I just want to lose weight. What can end up happening with that mindset is that when you're as big as I was, you're definitely going to lose body fat, right? But say you're the person who's like, yeah, I have the 15, 20 pounds, or like you, like I have 20, 30 pounds I want to lose, whatever. A lot of times people can end up losing muscle and not body fat. And so you step on the scale and the scale's going down. So you're like, great, that's awesome. But if you're not doing that regular strength training, you're losing muscle mass. And so if you actually were to do a body fat composition test, your actual body fat percentage is going up because your body fat's staying the same, but your weight is going down because you're losing muscle mass, right? So it'd be better to lose weight slower while building muscle. You're going to find your body changes shape quicker. Pants fit you better. Shirts are fitting you better. All those kind of things. And you're going to be lifting more weights and you're going to be more strong. And why is that important? Another thing that science is showing over and over again that's being tied directly to longevity is muscle mass, right? So, and it has its law of diminishing returns, right? So it's not like, you need to be like this muscle-bound guy, right? You don't need to be the Incredible Hulk, right? But you do want to have muscle. Right. You do want to have muscle mass. It is directly tied to longevity, right? Muscle is literally the organ of longevity.
Right. And usually when we talk about muscle in the fitness realm, like, I don't know about you, your mind instantly goes to, well, men in the gym building muscle. Women, ladies, we need to be building muscle too. And that doesn't mean that like, oh, well, we want to be huge and bulky and like, no, like if that's your goal, that's cool. Like, go for it. But talk about, as I'm 45 and starting to think about words like menopause. I don't even want to think about it. But like things like that, if you start building muscle now, things like menopause and even like big words like osteoporosis and stuff like this, like building muscle helps as those things start to come into play. It actually doesn't have quite as the horrible effects as we all, you think menopause and you think, oh my gosh, I'm dreading that phase of my life. It doesn't have to be that bad if you start preparing now.
I mean, again, coming from a guy here, so I'll be very careful of what I say, but like from what I understand is that it should be more graceful.
Right.
That it should be something that's more welcomed as a different just transition in life as opposed to like this like terrible thing, right?
Right.
Just our modern day society, some of those fatal conveniences, the way we're eating, the way we're not doing our sleep, stress, and sunshine that we've talked about before, right? All these different things are making that much more difficult.
And again, because I know that I am quickly approaching that phase of life, I have been doing more studying and looking into it myself and realizing like, oh, some of these lifestyle choices that I've been making since I was a teenager are affecting how I will go through that process. And if I even start changing them now, and we won't get into it a ton, but even like artificial fragrances, things like this that like we just don't even think about, like have this effect on our hormones that make menopause worse. Building muscle makes it not worse.
Right.
So start building muscle now. It'll make that process smoother. I'm not saying it's going to make it easier. It'll be like, oh my gosh, menopause was a dream. But it definitely don't think, oh, this is for men. Ladies, this is for you too. It's for me.
Right.
Build muscle.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's all around just way to go. It can help prevent injury and all these different things. Right. So, again, not saying you have to be the Incredible Hulk, She-Hulk. I think sometimes like girls get this idea too, like if I lift muscles, I'm going to look like She-Hulk, right? If you don't know She-Hulk, go to Disney Plus, check out She-Hulk, right? No.
Right.
You're just going to be strong. You'll be tough. You'll be more functional.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff.
I want to be able to lift heavy things and not pull a muscle in my back, right? I don't want to lift things that are too heavy, to where it's like, oh, I'm hurting myself because the stuff is heavy. But like, we should be able to lift heavy things. I should be able to, if you're like me, you're that person who doesn't want to make 50 trips at the grocery. So you try and grab, all of the grocery bags.
Challenge,
like, I want to be able to do that and be like, yes, look at me, all the grocery bags in one trip.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go from, I say one end of the spectrum of like strength training to this other form, which is, again, another real cute workout, acronym with the word or whatever, which is called list which stands for low intensity, low intensity, steady state. So what that basically means, it's just a different way of saying walking. Walking is probably, I don't say probably, it is the most underrated workout exercise method around. And notice, I'm not saying jogging. I'm not saying sprinting. Mm-hmm. Jogging and sprinting all are great and have their place. But from a regular exercise of something that almost anybody can do wherever you're at is walking. It is something that, again, is tied to longevity. It's tied to fat burning. It's tied to health. It's tied to cardiovascular health. It's tied to all these amazing things that makes our life better and better and better.
Right.
It's functional because you have this thing called the posterior chain, which is basically like everything from like your neck down your spine, down your back, all the way down to your down your leg, calves, all the way to your heel, of having that in line and having that strong and that working. That's going to help prevent hip injuries and all this kind of thing, right? It's just walking,
right? And as much as it's great to get your heart pumping and doing these HIIT workouts and strength and stuff like that, the fat burning heart rate where you're going to burn the most fat is you want to have your heart rate at that 60 to 70%, max of your heart rate.
Right.
So you don't want to be panting,
right,
and out of breath, but you kind of want to be a little out of breath, where you can have a conversation still, but maybe it's a little bit more labored. That's kind of like if you're walking, especially if you're walking outside, there might be a couple hills and little things, you're not just walking on a treadmill. You're going to have that, I can still carry a conversation, but maybe it's a little more labored because I'm moving, I'm walking, at whatever speed. That rate, having your heart rate right in there is where you're going to burn the most fat.
Yeah, you perfectly just described what's called zone 2, right, of our heart rate. It's zone 2 of, the best way to think about it is that if you're on a cell phone with somebody so they couldn't see you walking, but you're talking with them, they're just like, hey, what are you doing? You're like, I'm just going for a walk. They're like, okay, I could tell you were something.
A little more out of breath.
But you could still talk in sentences. Yeah. They weren't like, are you running from somebody?
Right.
Right. So that's zone 2, right? It's a great spot to be for fat burning. Cool thing with walking too is that we talk about benefit stacking is that you can go for a walk with somebody. So you can, like we talked about, earlier of Hippocrates saying, go for a walk with somebody to build a relationship. That's going to help in so many positive ways. You can walk outside and get sunshine. You mentioned fresh air with a walk, right? And we're not saying you got to walk for miles and miles and miles. You can. Right. We're talking 20, 25, 30 minutes, right? Walk one direction 15 minutes and then turn around and walk back 15 minutes, right?
Right. Yeah. If you're at a spot where you're like, man, you're saying go for a walk. I can't walk for, a block without being winded. Okay, then walk to the end of your street and walk back. Everyone has a starting point, and that is okay, wherever that is. Just start somewhere and do it.
Right. I mean, that's it. I remember when I first started, I just went for a walk around the block. I was like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk around. And I didn't know that it was helpful. It would be one of those things that there'd be days where I'd be like, okay, I don't have time for a workout, or I just didn't feel like being all sweaty. I was going to go for a walk. That walk turned into a longer walk. It turned into a slow jog. It turned into, finally, I was like, I think I'm going to try to jog a mile. And I'm going to try to I ended up liking it. And right. I would have never thought this, but I enjoy jogging. Now, not necessarily, I don't want to do half marathons or marathons all the time. That's just not my thing. I did a half marathon once and I did not love it. But, of doing a 5K once in a while, I've actually really enjoyed that now. So, walking. So there's all these different ways of working out. Find one that is your on-ramp and do it, right? Again, check out our YouTube page. We'll have some ideas there, right? So everything is modifiable. Everyone has a starting point. Everyone can do something. The key is do it. One of the mindsets we talked about before, it's a guy whose name's Luca Hosever. He says, always something is better than all or nothing, right? If you're listening, you're like, I can't even work out for 30 minutes. That's okay. Yeah. Do 10. If 10's hard, do 5, right? Mm-hmm. Do something. Yeah. Don't throw in the towel because you can't do what you think everybody else can do. Do something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So obviously we talked about that we're made to move. And then we just went through, okay, here's some moves to make. And just so you know, that was not an extensive list by any means.
Yeah.
There's a million other things, and there's other things that we did. But we're made to move. And we talked about moves to make. Now we're going to jump into making it matter.
Make it matter.
Yeah.
Making it matter. So working out's great. But when we work out, I never thought about this before, but when we work out, we're actually not building muscle. We're actually tearing our muscle fibers. We're breaking muscle down. Okay, so if that's the case, when are we building muscle? When you're sleeping, when you're resting. The only time you actually build muscle, and our body's super good at building things stronger. So you've heard people before, like they had an injury, they got it healed, they healed up, and they're like, now it's stronger than ever before. Our bodies are amazing that way, that when there's an injury, when something happens like that, it builds it back stronger. You're working out, you're tearing muscle fibers, which is a good thing.
Right.
If you obviously
Sounds
without
terrible,
injury,
but
right?
yeah.
You're breaking muscle down. When you sleep and you rest is the only time you're building muscle. So we need to make it matter by resting.
Yeah.
You have to rest.
Yeah. So you need to have at least one good rest day a week. Like no one should be working out hard 7 days a week. You need to have at least one day where you're letting your body be like, okay, we're recouping, and obviously we're getting rest at night and each day, but like one day where you're like, hey, let me give my body a break here. And that might look different for everyone. There's a couple things that a rest day is not, though. And what are some of those things?
Yeah, so rest day is not going to be, so sometimes you want to talk about a rest day that people want to kind of like associate it with cheat day, right? Oh, it's a rest day, it's my cheat day, right? Well, for one, cheating's never been really associated with anything good, right? If you cheat on a test, not good. You're cheating on taxes, not good.
Right.
Cheating in a relationship,
Not good.
not good, right? But yet we
Yeah.
want to be like, oh, it's my cheat day. No, that's kind of a bad way to look at it, right? Nothing wrong with like indulging yourself once in a while, right? Nothing
Right.
wrong with like enjoying yourself.
Treat
But
yourself.
yeah, right. Treat yourself, right? All right. Shout out to
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, Donna and Tom.
Yep.
But yeah, that's okay. Enjoy it. That's part of life, right? Like you've got to be able to do those things, right? The perfection is never what we're looking for. But a lot of times we can think that overeating and indulging is a rest day. So and in doing that, you can quickly undo all the work you've just
Right.
done.
Let me sit on the couch, binge watch Netflix and eat 3 tubs of ice cream. Okay, you might be missing the point of a rest day.
Right.
Because now your body's got all this to deal with, but...
Talk about another word that's like typically not associated with good things, but if it's like, oh yeah, I binged this show last night. Right. Oh, that whatever.
Yeah. That means you overindulged in
for the most part, it'd
something.
be like, oh yeah, if you were like, oh yeah, I binged ice cream, people could be like, yo, dude, take it easy, man. You should not eat that much ice cream.
Right, yes. Ice cream should be a part of life because it's delicious.
Right.
But, yeah, don't
Yeah,
binge
so
on
those
that.
are things it's not going to look like. So,
Right.
all right, so I ask you the question, what's it going to look like?
So a rest day, you think about you're giving your body rest. Maybe that's a good day, and we should always be, working our brain. But hey, maybe we, work our mental state a little bit more. Maybe that's a great day to read a book or do some journaling or hang out with friends and family, build those relationships and those connections. Even though it's a rest day, depending on what your workouts look like during the week, like, hey, maybe that's a good day to go for like a leisure walk, you
Right.
know, just a nice, light paced, walk outside. Maybe your rest day starts the evening before. I know for us, like Friday nights, we know for the most part, Saturday morning has nothing going on. Very rarely do we have something on a Saturday morning. We purposely try to not plan things
Right.
for Saturday morning.
brunch is sacred.
You're right. Like, we're not going anywhere before like noon.
Yeah, you
at the
mess with my
earliest.
Saturday brunch, I will cut you.
I will cut you.
Any sports coach out there that schedules a practice on a Saturday, I want to cut you.
Yep, I'm coming for you. But no, so for us, sometimes our, rest day starts Friday night and we'll be like, hey, we're going to watch a movie tonight. We're going to stay up a little bit later because we know we can get a little bit of extra rest
Right.
on Saturday. We're not, the alarm's not going off at 5:50 or 6 in the morning. We can sleep a little bit longer. So our rest day might start the evening before.
Yeah,
and that's
I
okay.
think if you're getting this, the key to all this with rest day is like, just listen to your body.
Right.
Your body is intuitive and is going to give you the cues of what to do. Like,
Right.
this will sound so weird for me to even say this, 'cause I would have never thought I would be saying this, but there's times where like, whether it be because we were traveling, like we were in Nashville not that long ago for a little bit, and like working out was a little bit different, and especially on a travel day, like my body kind of felt like it wanted to move. Like I'm like, ugh, I need to work out. Like my body is like, and like even saying those, like hearing those words come out of my mouth, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought I would say something like that.
Right.
Because your body's like, yo, hey man, like we're kind of used to this and we haven't done it in a bit. Like
You've been sitting in an airport all day, so
Yeah.
hey, how about we hit the gym at the hotel?
Right.
Which is what we did
Right.
with our 19-year-old daughter,
Right.
and it was great.
It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like listen to your body. It's going to cue you in on what to do. So if you're exhausted, your rest day might be way more restful, right? If you're like, I feel like I got a little bit in me, right? Like your body kind of have that feel, like not that your rest day is going to be working out again, but maybe you do implement a yoga or a Pilates or something that's one of those hillits, right? That's like, a little bit lower impact, right? And you're like, okay, I'm going to do that instead, right?
Right. And speaking of yoga and Pilates, less intense, very, very hard.
You do them right. They're not easy. So.
I just want to throw that out there. Like we've done yoga, we've done Pilates. I actually really like Pilates a lot, but I tell you what, it is not easy. So don't think, oh, I'll do a yoga real quick. It's super easy.
We've been a quick yoga.
Yeah, it'll be like, it's a great active rest, but shout out to people who are like the yogis that can do these poses. I'm like, holy cow, like hero status.
Well,
I don't know how you're doing
like,
it.
Even like Pilates, like I think about, is it Sylvia Roberts, right? Is it Roberts, our last name? Sylvia from Center?
Yeah.
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 But like
The things that she
unreal.
can do. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yep, it's crazy. And then speaking of that rest day, sometimes you might need more than one. So I don't know if you can hear it in my voice right now. I'm at the tail end of a head cold. I was supposed to get together with a friend a couple days ago to work out, and I texted her the night before. I'm like, dude, my throat is on fire. My head hurts. Like I think I need a little bit of extra rest. And so I didn't work out that next day at all, or the day after, because I wasn't sleeping well, because I was coughing like crazy at night and snoring because everything was stuffed up, and waking myself up and waking you up. And I'm like, listen, my body just needs to like rest and get a little extra sleep, and that's okay. Because, okay, now as much as I still sound like a foghorn, like I am starting to feel better. So I know I can hit it hard, once my body heals up. So speaking of listening to your body, like you don't have to push through. Everyone still gets sick, no matter how healthy you are.
100%.
Like things are going to happen. I blame it on the fact that I work in a school, which is basically a cesspool of germs.
Yep.
So there's things that I bring home, and it is what it is. I try and say as healthy as possible, but you're going to get sick. That's okay. Let your body heal and rest and recoup.
And don't feel guilty about it.
And don't feel guilty,
Right.
like, oh, I didn't work out. Am I just being a baby? No, like your body needs rest. It's okay.
You're right. Yeah. And just, you got to walk that line, right? Of not pushing it too hard, right? But also of not being lazy, right? That's where
Right.
listen to your body and be truthful with yourself, right?
Yeah.
What-
Is it just a lack of motivation? Because guess what? I've been there too, where I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. And it's like, no, I have zero motivation to do this right now, versus, oh yeah, my throat feels like there's fire inside of it. Yeah, I'm not feeling well. Maybe I should, give it a break.
Yeah, you got to kind of
But you got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. So if you're another key way to know if you're going too hard, if you're hitting failure at the beginning of your workout, you're probably going too hard, right? Failure or getting close to failure should be near the end of the workout, where you feel like, oh my goodness, I can barely go anymore. Not the first couple minutes in where you're like, I feel like I can barely go anymore. If that's how you're feeling, either tone it down a little bit, right? Or take a break, right? Yeah. So, so there we go. So we have
Made to move.
moves
to make.
Make it matter.
Make it matter.
Make it matter.
Yeah,
M's.
I know.
Michelle,
I'm sorry,
Magic Michelle.
Magic Michelle. Yeah. Make it matter.
So that's what it is, right? Those things. Hopefully, you found something you can take home and yet you can implement and say, okay, I'm gonna get on this, right? Like always, we have this rudimentary ritual, right? Of like the simple thing that we want to try to stick to, right? So with every episode and with this rudimentary ritual, I'm going to go back to again that phrase by Luca Hostiver of always something is better than all or nothing. I really try to stick with that with my workouts. Again, not to continue just to plug center, but Something, again, what's cool about Center is that you can plug in 10 minutes with Center, and it'll give you all of their workouts that are just 10 minutes, right? So I do that sometimes where I'm like, I had meetings, got out of work late, we had dinner, we have people coming over, we have all this stuff, but I know I want to do something, but I don't have time for a 30-minute workout. So I will go to that app, throw in 10 minutes, find one, and do it. Again, not necessarily just trying to plug Center as much as we love it, but just to say, like, always something. If you know you have something, like, or if you know you can do something, then do something. It's better than just being like, well, I don't got time for a 30-minute workout, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Always something is better than all or nothing. And if you can, grab a partner and be like, yo, do this with me. Right? How many times have I grabbed you and been like, yo, let's do this? And you're like, I don't feel like it. I'm like, I know, I don't either. Let's do this.
And afterwards, I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you for making me do that, honey. No, thanks for asking me because I needed it, even though I didn't think I did.
Right. And we help each other that way. You do something that way too. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's kind of like the, it's not really a ritual, but like the thing I try to stick to with the mindset with working out, right? Of like, it's simple. Always something is better than all or nothing.
Right.
So.
And then we always like to try and leave you with one of our favorite recipes. And since we're talking about working out and, all these different methods of fitness, one of our favorite things that can help with that is replenishing afterwards with a protein shake.
Protein shake.
And seen a lot of funny videos about protein shakes too. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be, 1,000 grams of protein in this shake and whatever. But we, one of our favorites is a chocolate peanut butter banana protein shake.
Right.
We have kind of a base recipe that then you can add whatever your favorite, fruit is or things like that. But my go-to, like, it's very hard for me to not make a chocolate peanut butter banana one because I like it so much and just nothing compares to it.
In my opinion, like, and I haven't had one of these in forever, so I could be way off it tastes like a Wendy's chocolate Frosty.
It literally does.
Like, literally, it does. Like, we'll put the recipe in the notes for our, a link to it in our show notes, so it can take you to it. But
it actually tastes good.
It's so good.
It's not like, oh, this tastes like health, but in the worst way possible. Right. But like, it actually, like, I don't mind drinking one of those. It tastes like a chocolate milkshake.
Yep, and with the peanut butter, the peanut butter, you get a little extra,
better.
a little bit better, but a little extra protein as well, right? So,
so that's one of our favorites. But again, maybe chocolate peanut butter isn't your thing, which, okay, crazy. But maybe it isn't. Maybe you're allergic to peanuts, and I guess, okay, that's fine. Again, we'll put the base recipe in there as well, and you could do a strawberry banana or a mango passion fruit, or like, there's so many different varieties. And maybe I can even throw a video of like what our shake bar looks like. I literally have everything.
Yeah.
I think I've already said I'm kind of like self-diagnosed OCD. Everything is labeled, organized, because it just makes me happy.
That's great.
But it's real easy to just kind of throw things together. It's a good, quick morning, grab and go on the way out the door.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about it, too, is that there is variety. So we talk about kind of little side note, health in regards to gut health. Variety is one of the keys to gut health. Protein shake, you can throw in avocado, which I know sounds weird, but all it does is make your shake
just makes
creamy.
It creamy. Yeah.
Right? You can throw in these different things that really help your gut with a variety of different fruits and seeds and
absolutely. Well, having, as many people in our family as we do, everyone has a different favorite. So like, I know for you, you can make whatever and you're going to like it. Any combination of anything. Like I said, me, chocolate peanut butter. Autumn loves blueberry. Like, that's her go-to. She's like, it's hard for me to not have blueberry shake every day because I love it so much. Sydney does strawberry. Like, that's her thing. So just having frozen fruits in the...
Listen about this. You can also get real creative, something you've done before, like in the fall. Not that it has to be the fall, but you can do like a caramel apple one.
Yeah.
And you don't put caramel in it. You can take dates, which are pitted dates. If you take those and blend them in there,
they're yummy.
They're yummy. They have like a sugary taste to it.
You can do your PSL, your pumpkin spice latte type shake.
So
many options.
Protein shakes, just
endless possibilities. Folks.
Endless possibilities, folks.
Yeah.
So, so that's it. We really hope you enjoyed the show today. Hope you found it helpful. Hope you found practical things you can take to improve your life.
Yep, absolutely. And so what we ask from you is if you enjoyed this at all, share it with someone.
Yeah, this is something to share.
Yeah, please. That's the best way you can help support us is just share it to everyone you know. And again, I know we say this every time, we have so much more coming. There's so many things that we can't wait to talk with you guys about. So we hope you stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned to TRL Radio. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. If you want more of Eric and Michelle Hall and TRL Radio in your life, and honestly, who doesn't, head over to theRudimentaryLife.com.
There, you'll be able to find all the things, show notes, videos, step-by-step instructions for each recipe, more ways to connect with us and join in with whatever shenanigans we're getting into.
Yeah, and for extra credit, leave us a rating on your favorite listening app. We definitely appreciate all the love.
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next time.